The question this gentleman asked was, he wanted to know, how do families shape us? How do environments shape us? And how do we get out of a bad situation? How do we free ourselves? I thought that was a very, very good question. What was the most embarrassing situation that you have been to? Like you were in that really embarrassing moment. Has it ever happened to you? And if it has, how did you dealt with it? And how do you get over that? That kind of embarrassment or something, like huge that has happened in your life. Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Azar. And boy, oh boy, what a question. This is a deep one. I'm gonna try really hard to answer that. It is for me quite personal. But I always got stories, honey, so stay tuned. Oh boy, how do I start that? Well, the embarrassment, to tell you the truth, was a fiasco. It wasn't an embarrassment, it was a fiasco. But, I always think our family, our parents, our environment shape us. We're like a pottery, honey. Our parents shape us to whatever shape they want us to be. Now, the challenge here is most of the time they fail because we don't want to be what they want us to be, and it turns into a fiasco. And I talked about this. What was the video? The Pursuit of a Dream. I thought there was something on in my dress. Anyway, so this fiasco happened around 12 years ago. Now, you would think this, after 12 years, I would forget about this, but it was so bad. That's so bad that it's tough to forget. Azar, did you ever watch Batman? Remember Joker? God bless his soul. What was his name? Heath Ledger? Oh my God. What was his name? God bless him. That was a beautiful movie. And that part when he was robbing the bank, he told the bank manager something that what doesn't kill you makes you stranger. Which is so true. What does society say? Something that doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh no, well it does. Well, in a strange way. Look, you're looking at it. I don't care. So, anyway, here we go, about the embarrassment. Like I said, this happened about 12, 13 years ago, and this involves the extended family. Now, I'm not gonna name nobody, we're just gonna say this particular person. So, in my culture, well, I guess in everybody's culture, when someone has a baby, you go to their house, see the baby, blah blah. Now in my culture, it's kind of like it's a big deal. Like everybody has to go see this baby. Now, and when someone invites you, because if you don't go, it looks bad. Blah blah. Which thank God I left that part too. I don't even. Can we swear? I don't give a shit who has a baby, okay? I'm busy, I'm not going. So I was forced to go with the extended family, and I really didn't want to go because I didn't even know the person. So why should I go when I don't know the person, right? We ended up going, thank God, with 2 cars. So part of the family, like two people in one car and I think two people in the other car, because we kind of knew that me and the other family don't have patience for this, so we probably would have gone home sooner. And well, I wish we did. Okay, so this young lady had 3 babies, not 1, not 2, triplets, yes. And apparently she couldn't have a baby for I don't know how many, 4 years, and she ended up with 3. I mean, those kids are probably 12 years old now, but holy moly, 3! Oh God, buckle up because it's gonna get good here. So, anyways, I remember in our culture, when somebody invites you over, it means it's gonna be a big dinner or lunch. I believe this was lunch. So since I wasn't really interested in the triplets or the family, I walked to the kitchen and I said, "Can I help with anything?" Which I always do. I think it's a polite way, because you're invited. You don't want to just sit there like a princess and they can bring you food. So I think it was the first time I met the young lady who had triplets. I said, "My name is blah blah," and they're like, "Thank you for coming." So imagine, though, you had 3 babies and you're standing cooking. So that's not, whatever. So she said, "No, I don't need help. Please go sit down, have something to drink, something to eat, or go in the backyard." They had a beautiful backyard. It was very, very nice. It was a huge yard and just beautiful. Anyways, I'm sorry, even thinking about it. I started going towards the living room. Now, not just in my culture, but sometimes when you go to people's house, they always have a lot of pictures of their kids at their wedding, I'm not like that. I find that I don't know, if I want a picture of someone, I put it in my wallet. I just find that it's a little bit, I don't know, not my thing at all. So I'm looking at the photos. It's her wedding pictures. I'm looking and I'm looking and I am looking. And I see it was a very large print, one of those large ones. And it's her wedding picture. It's her and her husband. It's a very sweet romantic photo. Now, I'm looking at this photo and I noticed something, and I knew if this particular family member saw this photo, hell will break loose. I just knew it. Unfortunately, I saw the family member coming towards the kitchen and coming towards me, because that particular person always wants to know what I'm doing. So I tried very hard to cover the photo, even though I couldn't, but I had to think of something, and I tried to go towards the family member to push that person back in the area where the babies were, but I knew I was failing. And unfortunately, the family member saw that photo. Now, in a very slow motion, that what it felt like the family member has already dropped the bomb. Now, the bomb was, "Oh, is this your father or your husband?" Oh my goodness. Oh my God, are you serious? Wow. I was on my knees, okay? I was so embarrassed. I was on my knees, I was sweating. The poor young lady that had 3 babies, her face was as red as a lobster, okay? Oh, well, obviously she was angry. I mean, imagine having 3 babies, standing in the kitchen trying to cook for this person who just called your husband is that your father? Well, what do you think? What do you think when you have a large picture on the wall of your wedding and it looks romantic? How could this be her father? Obviously, it's her husband. The poor young lady said, "No, that's my husband," and that's when I was still on the floor. I looked at the young lady. She was quite upset, and I got up. I left my family member, went to the other one. I said, "Grab your keys because we're driving home." And the other one said, "What happened?" I said, "I'll explain it to you in the car, but we need to leave because we're gonna be kicked out pretty soon. So we might as well leave because you and I are bored here, obviously. Anyways, we left, and apparently, I don't know after how many minutes, the other particular family came because apparently that person was kicked out in a very polite way, which I would have done too if somebody came to my property after having 3 babies and said, "Oh, is that your father?" Well, no, that's my husband. So, thank God the husband wasn't home. Can you imagine? Oh God. Anyways, we got home, and that was it. You know, that was it. It's been going on, unfortunately, the embarrassment and so many other issues in my life. It was time to pack and hit the road because I knew if I stayed, it could have been worse than this. So, and that particular person had the guts to say, "Well, now I know why she couldn't have any kids." Who gives a shit? She has 3 kids now. Anyways, sorry, just pathetic stupidity, embarrassment. Now, to answer your question, young man, I hope you're good looking. To answer your questions, what do you do in an embarrassment? In an embarrassing moment, you pack your bags and you leave, and that's what I did. When you have to be the adult, when you are young, it just takes so much out of you. It really does. You always have to watch your grown-ups, not to say anything, not to do anything, so you're always nervous and afraid, and it really does. It, emotionally, mentally affects you. So, but yeah, it makes you stronger / weird. But I had to, hit the road. I had to sing this song for myself. Oh, I hit the road and I hit it hard, baby. That was it. Well, I hope the audience isn't traumatized by this, but I hope I answered your question, young man. And have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy a beautiful family. You're very blessed. And keep in touch with them. But if they're crazy like mine, then you should hit the road. Okay? Alright. Take care and bye-bye. Mwah.